Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I am so excited to be here. Thank you for joining Books and Tea. My name is Kat, and I'm ready to be on this book yapping journey with all of you. I think I finally am ready to upgrade from talking to my wall about books and speaking to you guys instead. In this channel, we're going to be drinking a lot of tea. I got my cute Harry Potter mug. We're going to be drinking tea and we're also going to be spilling the tea about these books. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get started. We're going to do a November TBR, but with a twist. I wanted to start this video comfy. I have my Snuggie. These are cream puffs. Isn't it cute? I'm a mom, tired, and I don't normally wear makeup and dress up. So I wanted to come to you as I am, very comfy, very cozy, ready for the fall. Also, I'm just really cold. I wanted to do something different with my TBR. Normally, people choose a TBR with jars and do all these prompts, which I eat up every single time. But I wanted my channel to be more family inclusive. So I'm going to do a nice little activity today, including one of my daughters. I have 4 kids. Yes, 4. And I wanted to bring them in every once in a while to do a video. We're going to choose 8 books. In the first half, we're going to have 4 books picked by my daughter. And what she's going to do, she's going to come and she's going to draw photos. And those photos will dictate the type of books that I read. The second half is going to be just some mood reading books that I've been wanting to read specifically in the spa, specifically because of the spooky vibes. I'm the type of person right in between mood reading and planned reading. I jot down a list of all the books that I want to read. And based on the season, I read certain books. And when it comes down to the season, I wait because I really feel like reading books in its season just makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah. When planning, I like to choose TBRs accordingly, but I also want to be up to date with new releases that comes out. So I like to jot down the things that I want to read month to month, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. So we're going to bring in my daughter and she's going to do some drawings and then we're going to choose our TBR. So let's get started. All right, everybody, I'm going to bring in my daughter so you can meet her and she's going to be the one participating in this challenge. So let's bring her in. Giselle, everybody, this is Giselle. Hi, yay. So here's what we're going to do. Giselle is going to draw 4 drawings. They're going to be random and they're going to be timed. So she's only going to have 60 seconds to draw each picture. Once we do that, we're going to reveal to you guys first what she drew. And then we're going to take those drawings and use them to pick my November TBR. That sounds really fun, actually. Let's do it. I'm going to insert a clip right here of Giselle doing all the drawings and we'll come back and reveal them to you. Let's check them out. Go.
Done.
Okay. Hold on. And go. That's a hat?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a heart with a hat.
Ready? Go. So you already made a ghost. Stop. Go. Can't see the yellow.
Huh?
Can't see the yellow.
It's a ghost.
Hold on. And go. That's a hat?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a heart with a hat. All right, guys, I am done.
All right, so we have all the drawings. I'm going to have Giselle show you first what they are.
I drew a black cat with a witch hat.
Aw, they're cute. Very in theme with October spooky.
Then, Dad, I was thinking more spring, so I did a flower with the sun.
Oh, that's cute. We'll find a way to pick a book based on that.
I drew a yellow ghost with a smiley face.
You can't really see through the paper.
And then I drew a heart with a hat.
Thank you. Okay, so those are the 4 drawings. Let's figure out what books we're going to pick. So let's go through each one and see what matches best. For the picture, we have a black cat with a witch's hat. I think this one is very easy to pick because there is a book that I have been dying to read all year, and I'm going to match it with this one. And it is The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Bedford. So I read Spell Shop last fall, and it's 5 stars for me. I love that book so much. It is the perfect cozy book, the fantasy world, and it makes me want to jump in and live there. The romance was a nice touch. The fantastical element of having a live plant was so good, and I will reread it a million times. As a matter of fact, I am going to reread it because I didn't know that this was going to be a series. I'm happy it is. Normally, I'm not the type of person to read a series until it's completed, but apparently the 3rd book is going to come out next year, which I am so excited for. This is the 2nd book in the Spell Shop series, and it is about a woman who ends up breaking the law because she was feeling really lonely, and so she created a spider plant that came to life to become her bestie Westie. And in doing so, she ended up getting punished and was turned into a statue. Now, some time has passed, and it looks like she reawakens and ends up in this enchanted greenhouse. And it is so beautiful, the aesthetics. And of course, she is there with the company of the local town gardener. It's so exciting. This one doesn't have a witch's hat, but it has wings. So I'm counting that. Look at the sprayed edges. It's green. It's giving spooky. So one for the black cat is the enchanted greenhouse. For this one, we have a heart with a hat on it. Now, this one I think is very simple in the sense of love, and it can be used in any way. So let me think about what I can choose for that. Because I also want to put it on theme with Halloween. I want to make sure I get the right one. So I've chosen for the heart drawing, I'm going to do Fairy Tale by Veronica Lancet. And this book, I have been waiting for this specific time because it's very gothic, very paranormal. From what I read in the summary about this book, it's the main character, Darcy, I believe she's a school teacher. She finds out that her father passed away and she's in the will. But to get anything out of the will, she has to go back to the town where the dad lived and attend the funeral, which simple, great, no problem. Perfecto. The problem is that she goes and she meets Caleb Hale, part of the Hale family, well known in this town. And there's a lot of things in this town that seem very odd. Of course, it seems like they're going to be striking up some kind of romance, but here's the kicker. On one hand, she's falling for Caleb, everything is great, but at night, she dreams about another man when she's never met before, and might not even be from this time. It may be a white choose, maybe polyamorous. I have no idea, but I am so excited to see what this is about. It fits in with the fall vibes, and I'm so excited to read it. For the hearts with the hat, I'm going to be choosing Fairy Tale. Then we have here Giselle drew a spring flower, as you can see, with a little sun on it. But since we are in the fall vibes, I want to make it a little spookier, a little creepier. So I need to see. I don't really have a lot of books that have flowers on them, but let me go choose what we have and I'll be right back. All right, the next one seems out of place. So I want to go through my options. I don't really have a lot of books that have flowers on them, but let me see what's the closest one. Oh, I do have one. All right, the book that I have chosen is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I actually have never read any book by V.E. Schwab before. I've been dying to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, but I never got a chance to get to that. So we're going to start with this one. I don't know if you can see on the cover, but there are flowers with thorns on them. You see that? And I feel like this fits perfectly. This is very dark. I don't really know what it's about, but it says here on the back, three young women, their bodies planted in the same soil, their stories tangling like roots. One grows high, one grows deep, one grows wild, and all of them grow teeth. I don't even need to know what this is about. The only thing I do know is it's set in a few different times. Yeah, see, one is in 1532, 1827, and then 2019. So I think with this book, I'm going to go into it blindly because I feel if I start reading reviews, I may get spoilers on it. I don't want to do that. And it was very brief in the back, so I want to keep it brief with that. I'm choosing Burial Bones in the Midnight Soil for the flower drawing. All right, guys, for the last drawing, we have a ghost. This one is super fun because there are a lot of options. It's actually pretty simple for me. I just really want to read this month. I will be doing Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. This is a book I have been dying to read since it came out. It just fits. In the summary, it talks about a girl, the main character, whose mom apparently has this mental illness and she's trying to find a cure for her. But in the midst of her search, she gets accepted to Dracadia University, where she's going to learn that a lot of things are not really what it seems. There, she goes into a lab where she meets her handsome professor, which this is Professor Student, a little bit of enemies to lovers. And there's this thing going around that there are spirits of old patients from the lab, and she starts to uncover all of those things. Now, that seems amazing. I think that fits in with the spirits lingering, with the ghost. I have been heavy on reading that book. What's crazy is I have not read any bad reviews. I have not seen any videos where anybody has talked badly about it, so it must be really great. For the ghost, we're going to be doing Nocticadia. All right, that was the first portion of the video in which Giselle chose 4 drawings to do 4 books. I want to do some seasonal mood reads this month, so I am going to be choosing 4 more that I am interested in doing, and I want to be done before the end of the year. All right, the books I'm choosing for the TBR in November. The first one I'm going to put up here is The Silent Patient. This is a thriller that has been worldly known, and I never really got a chance to get to it. It's not that I didn't want to read it or anything. It's just every time a new thriller would come out, people would rave about it, and so I would gravitate towards those. The Silent Patient was always in the back of my mind, but I really want to get to it this month. I heard that there's a crazy plot twist, and I'm down for that. I really like using thrillers as palate cleansers. In between the books that I read, it just makes it way better. All right, the second book we have is The Night Circus by Eric Morgenstern. This book, funny enough, I actually got it for free at an event in my library, which was super nice of them. Thank you to my library for that. I have seen so many people talk about how much they love this book, including my coworker. I was just talking to them the other day about me wanting to read this because I was hesitant at first, but they were like, "Oh my God, I love this book so much for Halloween." I thought, I don't really know what this book is about. I know it's a circus that only appears at night. So I'm assuming there's going to be, it says that there are some magicians, Sela and Marco, for the purpose of being mercurial instructors. So I'm sure there's competition, close proximity, and a love story, of course. And it's called Le Cercle de Rêves. I probably butchered that. So I'm going to be trying this book out. One of the books that I've had on my TBR for so long, and I really want to get to the point where I don't read it and then I no longer want to pick it up. So this is what we're reading next. Now, the next book I want to read is Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I just got this in the mail. I'm excited to read this. I read Bride last year and it was so good. I'm actually on the side that really enjoyed reading Bride. I know some people were a little bit hesitant on reading it but I personally ate it up. And so is the second book in that series. This is in regards to Serena Paris. And it says, is orphan, packless, and one of a kind, coming forward as the first human were hybrid, supposed to heal a century-long rift between species. And then it talks about the alpha of the northern pack, whose name was Cohen Alexander. And his authority is so absolute, only a fool will threaten me. It doesn't matter if Serena doesn't reciprocate his feelings, nothing will stop from keeping her safe. So I think this is really nice. I do love the cover. It's so cute. And I really have been into reading about wolves lately. Don't know why, but I'm thinking about reading that one. And then, guys, when I tell you that I have been dreading to read this book, I love Binding 13. The Boys of Thomas series is one of my god tier series. I have it there. And I have been so scared to read this book. The topics are extremely heavy. It's really dark. This hits me hard because I have children of my own, and you can put yourself in that situation as a parent that wants to protect their kids. And I think it's a little triggering, but I'm dying to see Lizzie and Huey's story. I wasn't a big fan of Lizzie in the beginning, but I did hear with this story that she gets redeemed. And Huey, I've loved him since the beginning. I'm going to try my best to get to it this month because I want to be up to date with all of the books and do a full reread of this entire series. So I'm hesitant, but I'm going to try. Don't you worry. This will be read. All right, everybody. So that is it for the November TBR. So for the 4 joins, the Enchanted Greenhouse, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, Nocticadia, and Fairydale. And then for the seasonal mood reads, we're going to be doing The Silent Patient, made by Ali Hazelwood, Releasing 10, and The Night Circus. I'm really excited to read all of them. I'm going to try to vlog as many as I can. And let me know in the comment section what your November TBR is looking like. What are you in the mood to read this fall? I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for